Welcome everyone to the Pick and Roll podcast, and this is a very special episode because I'm collaborating with Everything Films.
That's right. Hi, I'm Todd from EverythingFilm. Basically, my channel is about in-depth film analysis, and I review movies sometimes.
Yeah, and this is both our ideas to collab, combine our followings. I'm obviously Kabir, half of the Pick and Roll podcast. We talk about anything from sports to politics. And Todd wanted to join us to talk about the Black Panther.
Yeah, we actually have two guests here also. Give it up for Jose and Christian.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on the show.
So yeah,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we all saw Black Panther, and basically, I just wanted to, talk about it. Give me your insights of what you thought about. I know we all have very maybe distinct opinions over some certain aspects of the movie.
Definitely.
So, would anyone like to start us off?
Well, the opening of Black Panther was actually really nice. Like, there's a lot of thought and animations and the beginning.
I thought
and I know that they did like cultural like background checks because they did nail like a lot of.
Right. I thought the visuals were especially amazing on this Marvel movie. Usually, with Marvel movies, they're all pretty bland. Like all the Avengers, there's nothing really spectacular because of the city setting that most of the movies take place in. It's all like grayscale almost, and and this movie taking place in Africa, I think it's just
It's unique.
Yeah, it's unique and like livens up the cinematography, I guess.
Also, I like all the cultural references that they made and like how they studied some like the "what are those" moment.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But they also just I don't know, they added in a more like hipster view to Black Panther as they incorporated the Black Panther's actual sister that had a more like current culture vibe to her that wasn't very Wakandan, and it was actually
they made it seem like Wakandans are
like super tribal and like stuff like that.
No, they made it like they're not super tribal. Like
Oh no, Hirsch. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like everyone else was,
Well, yeah, no, it was basically showing that how, I mean, obviously it's not a real country, but everyone in Africa is still, they're in the modern world. Like if you saw the people walking around, some of the people, they were wearing like traditional like African garb, but then like the other half were just wearing like random like streetwear clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of like hidden details. And did you see Stanley?
Yeah, he was in the movie.
He always ends up like being in almost all like superhero.
It was the poker scene.
It was the poker scene.
That was
exactly.
Yeah.
And I love the incorporation of the music of the Black Panther playlist. It was actually pretty good.
Oh yeah! Shout out to Kendrick Lamar and everyone that worked on the album.
Everybody that I personally love.
I thought they kind of just threw that like the music, not all the times, but there was one time where they were they were like literally in a car chase. And the guy's like, "Oh, we need some music for this car chase." And
they kind of just
pressed like his radio.
They
thing.
definitely could have. They incorporated it kind of weird, and not all the songs were incorporated. And some of the songs, like on the album, I was like, "What does this have to do with the movie?"
Yeah.
I like when they were going to the poker scene and they started playing the "Pray for Me" with The Weeknd. That was actually pretty good. So
yeah. So this movie is being hailed as like probably one of the best superhero movies of like the decade, but the main thing that people are kind of talking about that wasn't that good was kind of the ending. Mm-hmm. So what did you guys think about the ending? Maybe like the final battle scene and stuff like that.
So one thing that I didn't really like about it, the ending was kind of like made to make a second Black Panther movie, and that's okay in my opinion. But they just like poorly executed it. And it wasn't very smooth, so it just kind of felt like they slapped an ending just to make some more profit and make a second Black Panther movie.
Right.
You say like why?
Why?
In my opinion, I thought like it was kind of like a compromise because they couldn't just go back to their normal way of life, right? Mm-hmm. Otherwise, then there'd be no like.
Yeah, there'd be no.
There'd be no change over time.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
And so. Instead of going like all the way the route of giving them the weapons, they just started building like those different.
No, see, and I agree with that. Like, I understand what they were trying to do with the ending. I'm just saying it was poorly executed. Like, because it ended off because...
Are you talking about specifically the battle or the actual...
I'm saying after they finished the battle, remember how they went back to USA where Killmonger's dad died because the Black Panther killed him because he was selling vibranium to Americans. So how they just went there and they were like, oh, the building's going to be torn down. And she was like, actually, sister, this is now going to be a Wakandan embassy. And now you're going to help out and, like, to spread vibranium and, like, help other people in need.
Instead of, like, implementing vibranium in, like, destructive ways with weapons, it's, like, educational and, like, science and technological.
I mean, I like that, but it transitioned from Killmonger dying after pulling off the spear, and then just the sunset, as it was like reference and like foreshadow in the beginning when he was like, "Son, I want to show you how the Wakandan like when the sun comes out." Like,
that was the one thing I thought that was nice.
So that was nice. That was actually a very good.
Low-key, it was kind of like if I got stabbed, like take me to the hospital. Take me to the sunset. Like,
and then so he sees the sunlight. And after that, it completely transitions into them being in America. Like it was just very sloppy, and it was a good like plot, but they could have for sure executed.
Wait, what did you think about the battle scene overall? Like the final battle scene? Because I honestly thought it was a little forced. Like Marvel was thinking like, oh, this is a Marvel movie after all. We need to add some big battle scene with ships and like a huge threat, because I think when Black Panther worked best was like kind of like the personal problems and like the more existential problems that wasn't always like, oh, the world's gonna end, we have to save the
they kind of took like that. They're like Marvel's kind of trying to like put that into their like new Marvel movies, as you see that in like the most recent like Iron Man. It's more not like what the suit, it's what's behind the suit. And that's fine, I get that, but look, we only saw them fight in the Black Panther suit twice. And one time was fine. That was actually a great like show of the new technologies that they incorporated. But then the second time was against Killmonger, and they both had vibranium suits. And it was like filler, because it didn't matter how they
felt like
fought,
filler for sure.
because they were both in the suit made out of vibranium.
And it's like I don't know. I feel like they've done that before. Definitely, like Iron Man 2, and maybe Iron Man 3, and honestly Iron Man 1. They all had like the same suits. They were all fighting each other, so it just felt like predictable almost.
So and
I mean, I was gonna say even kind of like the Spider-Man one with Spider-Man and the Black Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
That was Venom, but whatever.
No,
and what I wanted like a more creative way to kill him.
Yeah, for
exactly.
Like the way Spider-Man killed him, where he like hit all the bells. I don't know how that works.
Because
all the things with
like
the
Venom
ring
stuff, like
it doesn't like the high frequency
Yeah.
ones. I thought that was
really
because like
unique.
the Black Panther. I mean, I don't know much about the comic book, but he's supposed to be like a really like smart character and like really like.
all his senses are heightened after he eats the fruit.
Yeah, but I don't know. In terms like I was gonna talk about characters for a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I didn't really like any of the characters that like I didn't really connect with any of the characters.
So, I kind of connected to the sister. Well,
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say she's the best character.
because that was they really developed her character. They influenced modern culture into her, and she was different. She was an outcast.
She's definitely the funniest character.
Yeah, for sure. She made a lot of pop like culture references, and for sure it was pretty good. But I did see the lack of like them keeping up their accent.
I feel like it wasn't intense enough, the characters.
Yeah, there was very few.
Like Killmonger, played by Michael B. Jordan. Like he's a great actor. He was in Creed and all these other like really great movies, but I just can't really see him playing like a villain, like a stone cold villain. He's got like a soft face almost.
You need like someone like Tom Hardy.
Like how Claw. I mean,
he was pretty good.
Yeah, like he looked like a villain, you know.
Yeah.
Because even after the movie, and you see him like in a picture, you look like, wow, that guy could.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that like Michael B. Jordan, he wasn't good at acting in this movie, but I just wasn't completely sold on the role. Maybe the casting director could have done a better job, but I know the director of this movie has a close connection with Michael B. Jordan. They worked on.
He made Creed.
Yeah, they made Creed
What's
together.
his name again?
Oh man.
Yeah,
I don't remember, but it's something.
One thing I also wanted to like bring up was the tone of Black Panther. So this is something that I actually do like that the Marvel movies have been doing, like Spider-Man: Homecoming. I actually enjoyed that movie a lot.
A really good one.
Because
Yeah,
they incorporated, they like found a really good balance of like action and his regular life, and it was very comedic, you know.
Yeah, that was a really lighthearted movie.
The thing is, Black Panther did that too, and I thought it was executed well in the beginning, right? But the part that I thought was really bad was when Black Panther did that super cool like move when he threw the knife in the air. He grabbed Killmonger, and then the vibranium resisting tunnel, like where the train was, came on, and then he killed him. And Killmonger was just like, "Oh, nice move." It just kind of threw off the tone. Like it was unnecessary. That's supposed to be a tense and serious moment.
Because he has like the character has like two different, almost like
Yeah,
two different vibes. Like one, it's
exactly.
like the super like, you know, like psychopathic killer guy. Like when he like just shot
Exactly.
his girlfriend when
Yeah,
like
that
he was
was-
holding him hostage, and then like sometimes he's just like making like random jokes.
Yeah, and like also something like that I thought was it's pretty cool, I guess. But when they were at the museum and they wanted to get the vibranium artifact, and he asked the lady that scene was actually really well like
Yeah, I
executed. But he was like, "Hey, what is that vibranium thing made out of? I mean, like, where do they get it?" And the lady like incorrectly said it, and he just started like saying all these facts and all these like random things. Cause like what I'm trying to get here is in the beginning of the movie, I thought he was gonna be a side character. I did not think that he was gonna be the main like bad guy per se. Cause his attitude toward, I feel like he just wasn't developed well. I think he does have a cool backstory. He does have like cool talents and everything, but I don't know. I feel like he could have been introduced a lot better than what was portrayed.
Christian, did you want to add? You were about to say something, and then Jose rudely. No, I'm just joking.
Well, oh no, I was just gonna have some input on the Spider-Man, like
Okay.
on the Spider-Man thing, but like I don't know, I feel like we're already past that.
I was gonna say like, in terms of, I think Marvel in general, they make a lot more lighthearted superhero movies.
Yeah, they definitely incorporate a ton of jokes. Like, have you seen the new Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah.
That was honestly so funny. Like, I've never laughed so many
But,
times
like, I mean-
at a Marvel movie.
But that's what I was saying.
I usually compare like when I think like my favorite superhero movies like are
Dark
like the
Knight.
Batman series.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
those are like there's like no funny parts. Of
Yeah,
that
it's super
Very
intense.
serious.
and like
Yeah.
even I don't know, like I think that like original Spider-Mans with
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
about that.
Yes.
those are kind of
Yeah.
like
I just don't like how they like switch all the Spider-Man characters
And-
in each movie. And,
All the time, yeah.
This
and
is
they change the story like almost every single time.
you know,
how he got his
originally he
powers.
can shoot webs from his wrist.
Yeah,
now he has to
yeah.
device.
Yeah, and
like,
I
what
just,
is that?
I just didn't like that story. I don't like how they recreated that. I just killed Spider-Man for me, to be
I
honest.
know exactly what you're talking about. Like the what was the ones, the Andrew Garfield ones?
Yeah. That one sucked.
Those are the worst
Yeah,
ones.
those
But,
were so bad.
But that's like a perfect example of what I was saying. They try to incorporate like a more funny tone, even though they have a history of having more serious, like how you said with Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
That was a super funny movie. But compare that to Thor, the first Thor and the second one. It was
Yeah.
a super serious tone.
Yeah, I didn't really enjoy the first Thor. There's a
And-
lot of ugly shots, and the acting was not the best.
And that's one of like the most bashed Marvel movies. Like
Really?
the original Thor.
Yeah, it was
But
not that good.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that the funny aspect is for sure a good one, but they just need to incorporate it in a way that's like,
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the new Avengers
Infinity
Oh, for
Infinity
sure,
War.
yeah.
How it all comes together with Guardians of the Galaxy and everything.
Black Panther.
Black
Yeah.
Panther.
Yeah, I love it when they make references to the other past like Marvel movies.
Oh, like
So
other
That's
characters.
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Didn't it mention like Captain America at one point? I think.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
linked because of the shield actually. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, get this man a new shield.
Yeah.
Because his shield's made of vibranium.
Yeah.
That
And they have a lot of vibranium.
and at the end, I actually didn't see this. Someone had to tell me, but at the end there was a credit
Oh, after the
of
credits.
the guy waking up, the Winter Soldier. So because that was linked in the
And
I didn't see that either.
The Winter Soldier, I think.
because in the Winter Soldier he was put away into Wakanda and the
Oh,
super
really?
secret. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like where he was kept, like frozen.
Vibranium cell.
Yeah, and so now he woke up. So I'm assuming the next one has to do with
So then they can implement Black Panther like that. Because it can't just, otherwise it'd be kind of random. It'd just be like, oh, we're fighting a guy, let me call him Black Panther.
Well, Black Panther, he was introduced for the first time like Captain America: Civil War, so like we kind of already had a feel for him. He was jumping around that one scene.
Yeah, same thing with Spider-Man.
yeah, also Spider-Man
I feel
and
like
Ant-Man.
I feel like
Yeah.
the way they implement the characters is a lot better than the way DC does.
Oh yeah, let's just take a moment to talk about. And did you want to say something first?
I actually want to say something before
All right.
we get into DC. I want to ask y'all, what were y'all's favorite Marvel movies, and then compare that on what that did compared to Black Panther, and like why that was a better movie.
Probably my favorite Marvel movie is like the first Iron Man, but that's more of like an emotional reason
Oh,
because I was like,
Nostalgia.
it's more nostalgia
I'm
like.
thinking about the original Spider-Man, like Spider-Man 3, like that one.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
one of my favorite movies.
No, like the acting was great, and it was something like original. It was the first like Marvel movie for the Avengers
Black
series.
Panther.
So
That was
And
Probably
Robert
Iron
Downey is
Man
just
one.
like such a great actor.
right, he's like my favorite out of like
Yeah.
every single.
Oh yeah, I think Captain
Avengers.
America's like dorky as hell.
yeah.
Like I forgot which one movie he like. What's his name? Robert Downey Jr. He said like a bad word. He said like.
No, yeah, that was.
And then he's like language. I was like,
Watch
oh
your
my
language.
goodness.
But for me, it's actually Doctor Strange. I thought Doctor
Really?
Strange was so great. Like the editing and like I don't know, a lot of thought was like
kind of weird.
put into it.
That's, yeah.
It was
The
really
actor, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Is he British?
No, he is British. Yeah.
and it was different. But so I'm more of a like superhero type guy, not like how you've been saying that it's more like personal conflict. I like actually more
Action.
sci-fi.
Action.
Like
Yeah.
conceptual.
I mean, I'm not really a superhero movie person to begin with, but I do like the Avengers series. Like,
I was gonna say-
it's just fun to watch.
In terms of like recent Marvel movies, I think Guardians of the Galaxy might be one of my favorites.
definitely
'Cause,
the-
I like Chris Pratt. He's
I actually haven't seen the second Guardians of the Galaxy, but the first one
No, I
was
didn't see
The
this
first
one.
the first one blew me away. It was really good.
Yeah, it actually turned out.
and they implemented music really well into that one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
with all
yeah.
the classic
In the
That sound-
beginning,
music.
Yeah.
That soundtrack was like one of the best ones
sure.
in like any movie.
Let's take a break for a sec. I can just cut it out. Oh, yeah, I thought they were walking down actually.
Okay, but no, but for recent Marvel movie, for sure, Spider-Man: Homecoming for me, because they also reference
that was
Academic.
actually a really good
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the academic. Yeah.
Well, no, I just I liked it because I related to the character.
The high school characters. I
Obviously,
think
yeah.
they got the high school characters down really well,
whole theme.
and they looked like high school characters.
And they developed the characters so well. Like I remember when I was in the movie theater, and then I saw that the dad was actually
Michael Keaton
yeah.
was the bad
I was
guy.
like,
yeah.
holy, like I was not expecting that at all.
I low-key was, but
I don't know if that was the.
I was actually kind of surprised.
I was super surprised. I was like, that's one of the first times that like Marvel's actually like surprised me on the plot. Because usually it's pretty predictable.
It is pretty
what's gonna happen.
straightforward. Yeah.
So, so yeah, I thought they did a good job on that one. So, yeah. And I love the suit. Like everything about
Spider-Man suit?
Spider-Man was great because I love the new technological suit and how his own personal life is like portrayed. Because
yeah.
it was
and
like
I
a
like
great
his
moment.
and like Iron Man's like connection. Like he's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
his dad kind of.
Yeah.
Because Iron Man
So yeah.
doesn't have a dad, and Spider-Man doesn't have a dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Todd, you referenced something earlier when you were talking about the fights. Like, pretty much every movie. This is a while ago.
Okay.
But like, every fight is like,
Forced.
no. Whenever there's a fight scene, right?
Yeah.
It's never one scene. It's
Yeah.
always three fights going
Yes.
on at once, right?
Yeah.
You need
Yeah.
the support.
You need one side character
Yes.
doing the flying part, and then you need the one-on-one character doing the one-on-one part, and then you need the the whole army fighting,
Yeah.
and then,
Crashing
and
in
then
the
sometimes you'll have like
buildings,
an underwater
yeah.
fight. All the fights go one in space.
And I kind of do like that though.
Because it'd be kind of boring just watching like two people fight.
Yeah.
Then it's just watching like
Yeah.
a fencing match or something.
I kind of disagree. Like sometimes, not a lot of times.
But you need to be really well.
When you have a good
That's the thing.
director and like
Exactly.
a good editor, they can make it look nice. But so far, that's not really the
Like-
case in
like-
Marvel
like-
movies.
And
So-
whenever they do Star Wars, I mean, Star Wars is usually three things going on at once too. Like there's one person trying to blow up
Yeah.
the Death Star, and then there's like the Jedi Sith
Yeah,
fight
I understand.
I'm trying to
But
think of a movie
that's-
that does
that doesn't do that, alright?
Yeah, that does just the one-on-one thing
But
well.
my thing that you brought up that I actually connected with is like, if you did wanted to do a one-on-one, you had to develop the characters well and lead up to rising tension. Like, okay, this fight's finally gonna happen.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's not what happened in Black Panther. I thought like Black Panther was a beautiful movie, great social like pop culture references. There's a
Yeah.
lot of like good editing.
Good
you know.
message too.
Yeah, it was a
Good message.
Yeah, it was
good political
good.
message.
But the ending was just not what it needed it to be, in my opinion. But I
don't
was
think it
still-
had to do. I feel like they didn't need to change the ending. I think they needed to change things in the beginning, which would build up
would build up to
a better ending.
No, for sure. But I don't think that it's the best Marvel movie that they made, but it's definitely significant.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think.
Why do you
it
think
is
it's
either.
made so much money compared to other ones?
Because
Or do you
Just the
think-
hype, honestly.
Hype?
I think it's hype and like.
It's the first time it was almost an all
Yeah, all
African or all black
African-American
cast,
movie.
Yeah, and it's
Except
always
for one
funny when
person.
except for like one person.
and
or
they
two.
always make the one white guy like kind of goofy, like
Yeah,
yeah, but no, yeah, they're like representing.
yeah.
Black culture.
Yeah, so
For
That's pretty
February.
neat.
so yeah, everyone was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
In honor of February.
In honor of February, Black History Month.
so yeah, no, it was it's really good.
Yeah.
so that's the general consensus.
So to wrap it up, let's just go around.
How many Rotten Tomatoes would you give it?
How many green apples would you give it out of 10?
out of 10.
Jose, let's start with you.
I'd give it a 7.
7. Okay. Christian.
I'd give it a 7.
Kabir.
I was gonna say if we're just comparing it to other superhero movies and the best superhero movies at 10, then I'd give it an 8 because I feel like
Yeah, but as a movie itself,
I would say 7.
yeah.
7 is
I tend to agree with you.
a 7.
It's 'cause-
7 for me.
Man, like I can't stress this enough. Like the beginning of the movie was actually like really good.
Yeah.
But the ending was just kind of a bummer because it kind of just left a bad taste in my mouth. But I can definitely acknowledge that it was a good movie.
I was thinking like you can kind of compare like those other like I'm thinking of other action movies that are non-superhero movies. Like
What?
I would even consider Star Wars a superhero movie, but I'm thinking like people who don't have because
Like
they
humans.
have supernatural powers.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking like movies like John Wick, like those kind of movies.
Like-
where,
Oh, John Wick was awesome.
yeah, no,
Have you
yeah.
seen Baby Driver?
Baby Driver is a really good
That's a
movie
good
too.
movie, yeah.
What was that one cop movie with Kevin Hart and
That sounds like the kind of movie we're talking about.
Paul Blart Mall Cop?
Ride Along?
No, that wasn't Kevin
no.
Hart.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Kevin-
yeah, Kevin Hart.
I was
yeah.
thinking Kevin James.
Kevin Hart with Ice Cube.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that was right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
I mean,
That's not.
I don't know, dude. I don't really know what you're looking for.
I'm talking about like action. That's, I
Action
would
movies.
consider
Like
that
Mission
action.
Impossible, like is it?
That would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
considered-
James Bond, the Bond series.
Bond.
Yeah, exactly.
They're making another.
007.
They're making
Yeah.
the moon James Bond. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Daniel Craig's James Bond again.
And
Probably the best
it's
James
by one of my favorite directors right now. He did Arrival, Sicario,
Sicario was
and
Bond.
what was the other movie he did?